Welcome to the U World Order Showcase Program, the platform dedicated to highlighting visionary entrepreneurs and coaches who are shaping the U World economy. Each week, we're celebrating the power of the individual and coming together to uplift and empower one another to reach new heights of growth and prosperity as we showcase a coach, company, or entrepreneur stepping out to be the change they want to see in the world. With our collective efforts, we're creating a world where every person has the tools to realize their full potential and thrive like never before. Join us today as we chat with this week's guest to learn how they got started, what they're doing, and how they're making a difference in shaping the U World Order.
Welcome to the U World Order Showcase Program. Today we'll be speaking with Cindy Cowan. Cindy's a solopreneur and also known as the Texas Oil Lady. She became interested in holistic healthcare solutions in 2016 with her discovery of DōTERRA Essential oils. Her love of nature and science brought her to a new career of educating and sharing plant-based tools, namely essential oils, to support mindset, mood, and emotions. Cindy's a certified animal aromatherapist as well, who offers virtual animal consultations and can assess and recommend alternatives solutions to help them with their behavioral, emotional, and health issues. So with that, please help me welcome Cindy Cowan. All right. Welcome, Cindy, to the U World Showcase program. U World Order Showcase program. Gosh, I keep missing that order part in there. So you're the Texas Oil Lady. How'd you get started? Tell us all about you. We want to know. Inquiry mind.
Good to be joining you today. Texas Oil Lady was born almost 2 years ago by pure accident. Just the name just kind of slipped out of my mouth during a network meeting. And everybody had a positive response to it. And one of the guys said, Cindy, you need to go buy .net, .com, and .biz. So I did. I'm like, okay, now what? And so a good friend of mine that I had met in a networking group, we were also accountability buddies. And she's a graphic artist. She does logos, branding, social media, all kinds of wonderful things. And we started talking about it, and I did it. And I have gotten more followers on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. So the logo's definitely doing its job, but people love it because they think Texas Oil Lady. Well, they're thinking the show Dallas.
Yeah.
Olive oil, crude. But we're not talking about crude oil. We're talking about essential oil. So that's how it was born.
Very cool. What motivated you to want to get into essential oils?
When Western medicine was making me very sick, I was tired of not feeling good and feeling pretty bad. And I had met a new friend, actually my upline in DōTERRA. And she introduced me to lemon, lavender, and peppermint, and that's what helped me feel 120% better. So that was the beginning, customer first, as usual, and then tried some other products, and it solved the problem. And then I started to share. It just kind of grew organically, naturally, and I started talking to people about it. And then a year later, I flipped the switch to be an educator, a wellness advocate.
So you also do animals, which is really kind of a unique spin on essential oils. Most people that are in the circles that we run in are very familiar with how great essential oils are and how well they can help you overcome some pretty phenomenal things. I know a lady whose husband had a gas tank blow up in his face. I mean, he was third-degree burns. They had no medical insurance, so she treated him with lavender oil. And I'm not advocating medical advice here, but this happened 16 or 17 years ago now. You cannot tell this man was ever burned. No Western medicine involved, strictly lavender oil.
Wow.
My own son had a 3rd-degree burn on his leg. He stuck his leg in a campfire and it had like attached to a burning ember. It was this nasty, nasty burn. And I used lavender oil and her miracle salve. And you can't tell he was ever burned. I mean,
That's
this is
incredible, right?
just essential oils. So
Yeah.
I'm on the same wavelength that you're on as far as they have amazing properties. But you're using it on animals too. So tell us about that and how that got started.
And so I went to the DōTERRA conference in Salt Lake City about 5 years ago. And on stage was this woman, Dr. Janet Rourke, and she is a veterinarian out of Austin, Texas. And first of all, I was mesmerized by all the science that they show, all the videos and all over the world, the videos and film of processing, distilling, all those good things. And she was up on stage and they were interviewing her, and she's actually on their board as an animal aromatherapist. And she started to talk about it. And I was like, what? No. And so I started following her on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And so a couple of years was going by, and so I would see tips from her. And then I was using it on the first dog I used it on was my daughter's pug who had allergies. And so used it on her tummy and then changed her diet, started having her eat a little bit more organic. That helped. So the combination of the oils and her gut health improved her quite a bit. And then, 2 years or so passed and still following her, getting tips and tricks about, what you can do with your animals. And I still would use them on the dogs. Lavender is very popular. When it came to allergies, lemon, lavender, peppermint, there's different ways to give them to the pets or apply them to the pets. But one day she posted, I'm going to start offering a certification class to all of you who are interested to work with the animals and essential oils. And I'm like, oh boy. And so last summer, I just felt the need to add more to my wheelhouse. I love working with people of all ages, babies all the way to seniors. And why not? And I saw the results it had with my own dogs. And so I took it, and that's where I learned more about essential oils, right? The chemistry, the whole 9 yards. But I can't wait. I haven't done it yet, but I can actually work with a horse, a cow, chicken. Birds get upper respiratory infections. I didn't know that, but now there's solutions that I can share and help people with not only their pets, but maybe their farm and ranch animals too. So that's how that kind of evolved.
That's really interesting. So where do you live and what are you doing and how are you reaching out to people? What's your thing?
That's my thing. I live currently in Lubbock, Texas. I raised my family in the Fort Worth area. So it's 20 years there. So I know people there, and obviously in Texas, of course, Texas is big into the farm and ranch animals. But the past, 4 months, I have been visiting network chapters all over the world. So my new favorite place to visit, and I'm on their Facebook group now, they love me, is Australia. And so I'm getting exposure in Australia because they didn't know about our essential oils helping animals. London is another place I've been visiting, and in Canada. And so just getting out there, and I can work anywhere in the world with the power of Zoom. It's amazing. A pet parent wants to schedule a consultation with me. They get a form to fill out. So I have some like a pre-form that you would for a physician or a veterinarian. And then they can send me pictures, and then they can, if the animal's small enough, we can show it up on the screen. If not, you take pictures of videos. And there's more than one way it's like Teledog, but it's tele-oil.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Do you do it with people too? Or,
Yes.
how did the pandemic affect your business model? We'll talk
Well,
about that a little bit.
at first, I was having workshops at my home. So I invited, my friends from yoga and other places here to my house. And so I had little miniature workshops where they would make and take a roller blend for like sleep or digestive or whatever we had going on in the workshop. And then the pandemic hit. And of course, that wasn't happening. And then it started to open up again, and I tried to have a workshop and no show. I even had a wine friend of mine come, co-host. That was fun, but no one showed up. And so I had joined a network where you could, as a member, you could visit all over the United States, currently. And I just, I came up with this idea that if somebody were interested in the essential oils, are you interested? I would say, Jill, are you interested? And you say, yeah. I'm like, well, if I send you this form, could you fill it out? And then we could talk. And like, oh, yeah. And so they'd fill out this really simple form, what you got going on, allergies, sleep, digestive. And then I would, take my notes, and then we would have a Zoom call, and I would make some recommendations. And they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, would you like some samples? Well, yeah, I want to try some first. So I had little sample vials, and I would mail them the package, and we'd schedule another Zoom. And I'm like, okay, so open up the peppermint and smell it. It's good for all these, your upset stomach, or to help you wake up, whatever the situation was. And once we finished the Zoom, we're like, okay, I'm ready to buy some.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. So I was sampling sort of virtually, and samples, and it worked. And then I guess a couple more months passed by, and I made my biggest sale with a customer. She bought for her household and her grandmother, $500. I'm like, yes, this is gonna work. So that's just what I do. And I'm just excited. It's just, it's, when you think about it, what all we can do, it's possible.
Yeah, it is really possible. And the whole personal connection thing really speaks to the whole world economy, where it's like small, local, one-on-one, but the one-on-one, it mushrooms out. It's the ripple effect. We talk together, and then somebody hears us and they get inspired, and they call you or set up an appointment with you, and then you help them. But not only are you helping them, but everybody that's in their environment, you're helping, because you show a mom how to fix a stuffy nose or an earache or an upset stomach, and then she's helping her kids, she's sharing it with her friends, they're sharing it with their kids and their friends. And I just like, it's how the information gets out. And it's just like, there's so many more options these days, instead of just going to the doctor and getting a label put on whatever it is that's bothering you. So now you know what you call it, but I don't want to take something that's going to give me 14 other side effects that I don't want.
That's become, you're hearing more about it on the news, the people who are suffering from the side effects. And, you'll see the commercial on TV, take this for this situation. Oh, by the way, here's all the side effects, right? And
including death.
Yeah.
Like most of them.
Yeah. I mean, I got a wake-up call about a year ago when the medication I was taking for my arthritis, I had blood work done, and the nurse called me from the doctor's office. She said, you have a low functioning kidney. How did I get that?
That's scary.
How did I get that? She said, well, it's from one of your RA meds. Really? And what am I supposed to do now? Well, take it from 2 pills to 1. And I'm like, but that's the drug that's hurting my kidney. And it was a side effect. I re-looked at the paper. And so I decided right then and there, I quit cold turkey. I didn't think about it. I mean, I knew better, but when it's happening to you, you don't always think about it. And I'm like,
yeah, you're in pain and you want the relief, but it's like, is the thing that I'm going to take for the relief here, does it warrant the side effects, which include death, you lose your kidneys, and it makes your life a lot more difficult than just suffering with some pain from arthritis. And I just recently had a huge scare. I've been having these headaches, really bad headaches. And I was afraid they would come on really fast and then leave. I was afraid I was having like an aneurysm or a brain bleed or something.
Right.
So I had a CT scan done just to rule that out, because I didn't want to be, I didn't want to have a stroke or have an aneurysm rupture or something and be a burden. That was really the thing. I was like, I'm going to go do this because I don't want to be a burden. But when that came back clear, it occurred to me that it's probably just arthritis in my neck, and that when I'm under a lot of stress, the muscles tense up and there's a lot of inflammation that happens in my neck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cutting off the blood vessels sort of sporadically, and that's what's giving me these shooting headaches. So I decided to, get out my essential oils, and I would hold my computer up and show them all to you. I have a lot of them also. And I've just decided that I've got several blends that really help a lot. And arnica oil and comfrey.
Mm-hmm.
Comfrey is like an amazing compound for muscles and healing bones. But it's just I could do the medicine, which could wreck my kidneys, or essential oils that are, they're less expensive than the drugs by far.
Yeah.
And
there's no side effects. There's normally not any side effects. There's just few people who may be allergic to lavender, but that's lavender in general, like the plant, the flower, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in all these years of doing essential oils, I've become more aware of holistic things that you can do for your body, besides eating healthy, right? Feed your gut properly. But chiropractic adjustment, that's what I get once or twice a month for my neck, because we're always on the computer, right? And that's where I hold my tension, but getting adjustments, ice packs, and then I bought a TENS unit that, sometimes if it's real bad. But then my chiropractor recommended this amazing foam pillow that's, for back or side sleepers. And I'm like, dude, you just took away business from you. The pillow makes a big difference.
It does. I travel with my pillows. I have 2 pillows, and I sleep amazingly well for somebody my age. And it's the pillows.
Yeah. It's little things that we figure out along the way. And then if we can share what's working with others, why not? That's just what it's all about, is if you share with your friends what's going on, and you're, oh, that's going on with, another friend of mine. I have another friend from Fort Worth, and we chat every other month or so. And she was telling me about her dog, and he's like, I can't remember, 14, 16 years old. He's rather old, and he has a kidney disease. So he's kind of at the end of life. And she and her, before she kind of quit, she has been a social worker in hospice. So basically her dog, she wanted to provide hospice for her dog. And she's like, he can't get comfortable. He's, agitated. He's nervous. He doesn't sleep well, which causes me not to sleep well. And I'm like, lavender, diffuse by your bed if he sleeps next to you, because most dogs sleep by us. Diffuse it. Put some oil on the back of their neck, on your hand, rub it down their spine, right? It absorbs into their fur, which gets into their skin and gets into their blood, goes throughout their whole system. And I checked on her about a week or so later, and she's like, much better, much, much better. He's calmer. He's not as agitated. I'm able to get a little bit more sleep, even though you can't cure what he's got going on, but you can make there's senior dogs, and then there's, if you know they've got an end of life issue that nothing can be done, you can make them comfortable. And that's what it's all about, because the alternative was to give him a pill that knocks him out like he would sleep all day. So is that quality of life? No.
Yeah, at that point, you just may as well put them down, because
and you don't want to, you want to enjoy them. They're part of your life, your soul. Sometimes, you have to get to that point. You put them down, but if they still have some life in them, why not? So.
Yeah, I agree totally. And it's just amazing how well they work on people and animals, apparently.
I know. That's why I call it a twofer. I call it a twofer because an example is lavender. It works for humans. It works for dogs. I know my medicine cabinet's totally got a different look. All that other stuff has been thrown away. I won't say any names.
And it's so pretty when you look in there now, right?
Is it over the side?
Yeah.
And my bathroom, oils are in every room in my house. If there's a diffuser, there's a bottle by it. The bathroom's got a bunch of oils. So
you want a tip on that I found? I probably found it on TikTok or some silly place like that. But you stick a little bit of essential oil on the toilet paper roll, the cardboard on the inside. So every time you pull on the toilet paper roll, it
your little diffuser thing right there.
Yeah, it diffuses back into the air. That was so genius.
You got to remember.
I like my bathroom to smell good, but I don't want to be spraying the chemicals in there.
I cheated. There's a place called the Shower Diffuser. It's a company, and they actually have a device that you put in 2 batteries in it, right? You twist in the bottle of essential oil. And so I have a little, what I call a potty room, like it's part of the master bathroom, but I have it sitting on the windowsill. And so when you're in there, it's set to go like every 10 or 15 minutes. It just poofs. I'm like, yeah.
That's nice. That's really nice. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I got a link for it. So
okay, well, give me the link and we'll put it in the description in the bottom of the podcast.
All right.
So, yeah. Anything that you want people to know about?
I just would like to be able to, share with people, educate people about alternative, non-toxic, natural solutions. Everybody's body is unique. We all have our own DNA, including animals. Okay. And if there's some different solutions, we can find the one that will work with your body. It's like trial and error, just like you would with Western medicine. But just to know that there's alternative solutions besides Western medicine, because I also found out by taking that course last summer, that yes, our organs can be damaged, but so can animals. And so a real issue lately is the pollen outside. Our dogs go outside and they come in sneezing. You can't control what's in the air. So we diffuse in the house. They get lemon, lavender, peppermint capsules with their piece of deli meat because they caught on to the peanut butter. Like, mama. With the piece of deli meat, they basically just swallowed the 2 capsules, so it gets in their system, and there's all kinds of ways. But that is, I've heard so much about issues with allergies from everybody, and not people, but the pets too. So, look for it. Don't get the steroid shot, huh?
It seems to be getting worse with pets.
Yeah,
skin issues and just sneezing and stuff, but
sneezing. And you got to look at what they're eating too. Again, just like humans, gut health is important. There's a lot of food, and I'm not a nutrition expert. I just, I get the newsletters from people who are the experts. What we used to feed them, and not naming any names, it's garbage. The cheap stuff. Some of the names have been around forever. You don't know. They've got a bunch of so many fillers and chemicals and stuff just to keep it preserved. you know, they should eat healthy just like us. So,
And raw, a lot of raw things like chicken wings. My dog loves when I'm cutting up chicken. Yes, bones. Raw bones are really good for dogs. Don't ever feed them cooked bones because they shatter and that'll get in their intestines. But raw bones, that's what they were designed to eat.
Also don't look it up on the internet. There are so many people that, essential oils are bad for animals and they're bad for people. Yeah, if it's the stuff that you get at a box store, those are not meant to be consumable. They're kind of like the scented candles, which is not good for us either.
Right. You should diffuse essential oils that are high quality.
Yeah.
It's even like soap. You can buy the detergent that they call soap, but it's not. Soap is a process. It's fat and lye. It's the combination that makes saponification, which gives you soap. It's short for saponification, not detergent, which is made from petroleum products. And it dries out your skin.
So bad.
It is. People don't think about it, but
once you start washing your clothes and taking care of your house differently. So that's something else I like to share is doing your laundry with a product that's organic, and dryer balls with essential oils on them. The dryer balls. You don't need all the softeners that you buy. You go down the aisle at the grocery store with the detergents and the softeners, and you smell all these smells. I can't walk down the aisle anymore. It's too much for my nose. It's harsh. It's obnoxious.
It's hard to breathe. You can't actually get a breath of air because the chemical onslaught is so great. It's
insane.
You get desensitized to it if you're around it too much.
Yeah.
But if you make a conscious effort to clean up your environment, then when you begin to recognize that this is not good. It's the same with food. You eat a lot of crap and you feel bad, but you crave the crap. But if you clean up your diet and you eat some crap, it's like, oh man,
it's not the same.
When A doesn't taste good, and B, you're like, oh, I don't know what possessed me to do that.
I've cut back dramatically on sweets, right? The sugar's not good for us, but also if you have rheumatoid arthritis, it causes inflammation, right? And my husband baked a cake for his work, and I took a taste of the icing. I love icing, love it. And I took a taste, and I was like, oh, it is so darn sweet. Like, no, thank you. I'm like, really? A year ago, I'm like, yeah, I want a slice. I can't. It's lost its appeal. When you take away something that's bad for you, and just you remember the good days. Remember the good old days? All the sweets.
Yeah, but it doesn't even like. I used to be a sugar junkie too.
Yeah.
But now, give me a cold watermelon. And that's like, it's so good. And blueberries out of the freezer, I can eat a whole bowl.
My favorite thing's pineapple right now. I love it.
Yeah, pineapple is so good if you get it just really ripe and really cold. I love fruit really cold. Yeah. Oh. And it's got to be the whole fruit because, as Dr. Lustig says, you should get your sugar with fiber. So I feel responsible when I eat the whole fruit.
There you go.
Well, Cindy, it has been awesome chatting with you and finding out all about your essential oils and how they can help not only us, but our animals too. And I'll be sure to put all the links so people can get in touch with you in the description below. And see you on the next Wednesday call, I'm sure.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you for tuning in to the You World Order Showcase program. We hope today's episode has inspired you to consider how you can leverage your unique skills and talents to be the change you want to see in the world. If you're ready to take the next step and turn your passion into a 5-figure part-time business, we invite you to schedule a private consult at heartlifecoach.com. During our Passion to Profit Breakthrough session, we'll work together to identify your strengths, clarify your vision, and develop a tailored plan for achieving your goals. Don't settle for mediocrity or let fear hold you back from pursuing your dreams. With the right guidance and support, you can build a thriving business that brings you joy, financial freedom, and the opportunity to make a positive impact in the world. Head over to heartlifecoach.com today to schedule your Passion to Profit Breakthrough session and take the first step towards creating the life you've always wanted. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on the You World Order Showcase program.